Hey, this is Andrew again with Riverside Ford Lincoln Mercury in beautiful Macon, Georgia, here with another Riverside review. As you can probably tell from the lack of any engine noise from this car, this is the hybrid version of Ford's 2010 Fusion. We're going to take an in-depth look at it, show you some of the technology that goes into this hybrid, and some of the results that you can expect from it. Now, Ford's been in the hybrid game since 2004, when they were the first automaker to introduce a fully hybrid SUV. That was the Escape. They've also sold more hybrid models than any other domestic automaker. Now, the best place to start when we're talking about a hybrid is up front with a powertrain, so let's check it out. Alright, well here we are underneath the hood of this 2010 Fusion Hybrid. This is really where the magic happens in terms of the hybrid powertrain system. Now, before we get too far into it, I do want to point out that not all hybrids are created equal. There's actually two different types of hybrid systems available. That's a mild and a full. The easiest way to tell the difference between the two, a vehicle with a full hybrid system, like this Fusion, can move on its own with just the electrical system. It doesn't require the gasoline engine to be running in order to move. Let's look at a couple of the components that make up this hybrid system. First is this 2.5 liter, 4-cylinder, internal combustion gasoline engine. Now, it's an Atkinson cycle engine, which is designed for efficiency, which is obviously what you're looking for with a hybrid. You also have an electrical traction motor. That's powered by a pack of batteries located in the rear of the vehicle. The way the Ford system works, in 3 different modes. You can power the vehicle entirely from the gasoline engine. You can power it entire with the electrical traction motors being powered by the batteries, or the two systems can work together. Now, that's all controlled with an electronic, continuously variable transmission. It really makes the two systems work together seamlessly. Many times when you're driving this vehicle, you won't even know which system is running. Fortunately, there's some gauges inside to help you out. Okay, now we're sitting inside this 2010 Fusion Hybrid, and we're going to check out the instrument panel and some of the neat features that Ford came up with. When you first start the vehicle, you notice it comes up and is a full LCD display. It's very clean, very crisp, and really easy on the eyes. On the left side of the panel, down there in the green bar that says EV, that's actually a gauge that will tell you when you're in electrical mode, and if it's the gasoline engine is running, it will indicate your RPMs. Next to that is the status of your battery packs. Then you have the speedometer in the middle, very prominent. Towards the right side of the IP, you'll notice your fuel level, as well as real-time miles per gallon. Now, the farthest over on the right, there's actually a little green leaf down there, and that's part of Ford's smart gauge system. As you're driving in real time, the more efficient you are, the more green leaves will populate that section of the screen. It's almost like having a video game built into the car. Alright, well, you've seen under the engine, you've seen the gauges. Now let's take this hybrid out on the road, show you how it drives. Alright, well, here we are, cruising the streets of historic downtown Macon. Really a great place to see how a hybrid powertrain works. We're operating in solely electric mode right now, which is saving us a ton of fuel. Still have the climate control systems working. We could really crank up the Sony sound system if we wanted to. Everything works just like normal. We're just not using any gas. Now, we talk about driving hybrids, trying to be the most efficient. It's a little different from driving your conventional vehicle. If you're driving a normal vehicle, one of the things you want to avoid doing in terms of getting the most efficiency out of that engine is hitting the brakes. Unfortunately, red lights and stop signs, you can't always do that. Hybrids are a little different though. You actually want to hit the brakes. Ford's system has what they call regenerative braking. When you apply the brakes, you're not just wasting energy. You're taking that energy that's in the vehicle from moving at 30, 40, 50 miles an hour, and you're using that to recharge the batteries. So you actually get a benefit from using the brakes. It's one of the cool things that makes hybrids really unique. And speaking of unique, there's something really unique about the cloth seats that Ford has put in the Fusion Hybrid. It's 85% post-industrial material. In other words, 85% of this cloth would have otherwise ended up in a landfill. And when you're talking about being clean and driving green, that's an awesome way to get even more benefit out of owning a hybrid. Alright, well, we drove through town to show you how this vehicle operates in electrical mode, but it's also well suited for the highway. Here we are cruising down the interstate system in Macon, of course going the posted speed limit, 55 miles per hour. Have no trouble keeping up with traffic, no trouble merging. All in all, this vehicle has a tremendous amount of power. Now we're operating on a little bit of both right now, the gasoline engine and a little assist from the batteries as well. Let's see, real time, getting just under 40 miles per gallon at 55 miles an hour. Not too shabby. You know, getting on and off the interstate reminded me of another cool feature that this particular hybrid has, and something you're going to see a lot more of from Ford, and that's a blind spot indicator system. Two little amber lights in each corner of your side view mirrors. Sensors on the vehicle will actually indicate when a vehicle may be next to you in a potential blind spot. That little amber light will light up, letting you know to double check your mirrors before you change lanes. Now, obviously you don't want to rely on that system solely, you still want to use your own vision and look around, but it's a really good feeling having a backup system there in place to keep you safe on the road. Alright, well that's going to do it for this Riverside review of Ford's 2010 Fusion Hybrid. I hope you enjoyed it and maybe you learned something if you've been considering a hybrid, or maybe if you already own a hybrid. Now remember, if you're in the market for a new Ford, Lincoln, or Mercury vehicle, you need to give us a shot. Whether you live in Macon, Georgia, the Southeast, or anywhere in the country, we'd be more than happy to help you out. You can visit us online at riversideford.net.